Hello? There we go. So this is part of my inspirational landscape project. Um, my project overall was looking at video game landscapes, how video game landscapes are created to give players an experience, to look at how geographic literature and scholars look at video games in regards to landscape. Um, and while reading that and researching, it felt kind of I wanted to kind of create a landscape within a video game. So I um, chose City Skylines as the game to use to create a city, to create a landscape, as it gives me the ability to create an urbanized setting, a landscape, um, which is partly inspired by European, Italian kind of coastal cities, mountain towns as well, and like rural towns and villages. So as you can see here, this is just one section of the city. I created this and I was kind of inspired by Italian coastal cities such as um, Palermo, um, and oh, sorry about that. And Catena as well. Um, in my essay, I would have a screenshot of Catalana, and you can kind of compare how my city looks like to a real world city. So as we go a bit further in, we have that kind of stacked effect of the mountain tops. Over here, we have more of a urban kind of skyscraper city kind of aesthetic. So you've got a large stadium here. This is kind of like the central kind of business area for the district. Quite a few of these are hotels. Um, so as we go further into the city, this is more of a corporate office-based area, this section here. And over here is a lot of housing. Over here is a bit more of a smaller, lower density kind of housing, overlooking the city with a church kind of resting on that mountaintop. Um, so as we go around this city, so this bit here was kind of inspired by like an old town, very small streets, kind of packed together, tight, and to overlook that kind of more newer, more modern city as well. I thought would be quite nice, and I chose this map um, due to the more mountain range. So when I first get this map, so there's no buildings, there's no roads. The only road available to me is this road here, and you kind of have to link everything up to this main motorway. So I created kind of three types of landscapes within this, but altogether kind of combines into something where you can kind of see off to the distance the city, uh, looking from like the um, a rural town, a rural village, um, and then to the left of me a more hilltop kind of mountainous town. So after just giving you a quick overview of the landscapes I've created, I want to give you just um, uh, show you how I created this. So in the game, you can build roads, for example here, and then you can place buildings and stuff. So you get a range of buildings. So you get low density residential zones, high density commercial zones as well, industry zones, and office spaces as well. So Additionally, with that, when building a city in this game, you need to have services available to people to move in. So every building needs electricity and water, as well as waste facilities as well. If you don't have any of these, the city won't grow. So it's kind of almost needed to create a landscape in this game. Other services are that are needed is education and healthcare. Additionally, you have fire and the police, which aren't necessary for the game, but makes it a lot harder if you don't include those. You also have a range of transport services, so you can use a bus, metro, train, ferries, airports, monorails, and cable cars. So I more or less focused on roads. Other transports I've used is a cable car here, so um, kind of connecting the village town to the more mountain area, which is reminiscent of kind of the French Alps, um, where they have a lot of cable cars, and due to skiing and other such things. Also included in the map before I started was this castle, and I kind of kept it there because I thought it looked aesthetically pleasing. I thought it added to the landscape, and it made it more made this area look a bit more older and more rustic compared to the city at the coast. So um, yeah, so I'll just give you a quick flyover of a few places and talk you through quickly. So yeah, so this is the like kind of an old town, um, very tight together, more or less touching each of all the buildings. Um, we've got some openness in some areas, um, but the feeling of like claustrophobia I was thinking of here, I wanted to keep it um, kind of um, the feeling of being kind of lost in these stack of houses and not being able to see. So in the game you can also have different perspectives. So you can have perspectives. So you can be an NPC character on the ground. So the view here is a lot different to the bird's eye view in the landscape. So I will include in my essay screenshots of different perspectives of the landscape to include. Um, but yeah, so this is the kind of an old town aesthetic or landscape I wanted to do. Over here is a bit more of a heavy industrial area of the game, kind of overlooking again the city or the coastal area, but being able to see the old town as well. Um, Further on down here, again is the city, the skyline of the city, the more built up urban area. um, this area is more, I kind of use a touristy area for this. So there's quite a few hotels. So when building cities in this game, you can't control can't control the exact type of building that's created or the size or anything. It's all kind of randomly generated, but as this map was classed as a European map, um, the buildings here are in a European style. Um, as you can see, um, uh, so there's quite a lot of places. So if I go and kind of place myself kind of on the ground, you can't kind of see how much the area is a lot more built up. Um, you can see things in the distance, the skyscrapers, whereas compared to over here, I'll try chuck it here, yeah. Compared to here, it's a lot more flat. Um, it's a lot flatter, and over the distance, again, you can see the landscape of the old town. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching um, this video. This is only supplementary to the essay that I've written, but I thought that I'd just do a quick video to show you. Very sorry. A quick video to show you um, how I kind of made it and the inspiration I took, and when talking about things, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching.